Hi FGHS, I'm Thomas from FGA Prai. Today I am given the privilege to share with you a word of exhortations taken from the book of Psalm 119 verse 137 to 144. Let me read to you the content of this psalm. Righteousness are you, O Lord, and upright are your judgment. Your testimonies which you have commanded are righteous and very faithful. My zeal has consumed me, because my enemies have forgotten your words. Your word is very pure, therefore your servant loves it. I am small and despised, yet I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is truth. Trouble and anguish have overtaken me, yet your commandments are my delights. The righteousness of your testimony is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. Wow, when I read this verse, I will really be in awe of God, because sometimes we heard certain verses hundreds of times, but still sometimes I feel that I don't fully understand. For example, love your neighbor like yourself. I mean, I have heard this like for 1,000 times in my Christian life, but I ask myself, do I truly understand what does it mean by love your neighbor like yourself? Now, we may not have total understanding of a word of God when we first read it, but it grows and we have more understanding of word of God as we experience more of life, as we experience more of God. So it is natural that we will want to know more about God, and by knowing the word of God, it gives us understanding. Let me share with you a true story which I heard from a talk show. Now, in this talk show, there is one mother who shared her experience when she raised her child. Now, one day she was taking care of her child, and while she was looking away, her child got injured herself. The mother did not know how the child was injured, but the child was with blood on the head. So the mother was very panicked. She straight away went to the hospital to give treatments to her son. The irony is that the husband is working at the hospital, in that same hospital, and he's working in the emergency room. So when the mother rushed into this emergency room, saw her husband, and her husband saw her, so immediately the air was filled. Without further ado, the husband went ahead and treated the wound of his son. Then the host of the talk show stopped and asked the audience, what do you think that the husband would say to the wife who caused, although not directly but indirectly, the son to be injured? What do you think? So most of the audience and also the guests of the talk show say that, surely if I'm the husband, I will scold my wife, saying, how could you be so careless in taking care of your own children? You should be more careful on that. So when the host asked the mother, what did your husband say? Then the mother said that the husband did not scold her, but comfort her. I was like, wow, okay. So I shared the same story to my wife, and I asked her, hey, dear, if I was the mother and you were the husband, if I injured our son, what would you say to me? And surprisingly, my wife said, I will not scold you, but I will comfort you. Exactly like what the doctor did in that story. So I was surprised, because in my mind I was thinking that, well, surely my wife will scold me for doing a bad job as parenting. But surprisingly, I thought that I knew my wife, I thought that I understand how she behaved and how she reacted to the situation. But in this case, well, seems that she said that she will comfort me. And I'm really glad that she said that. It shows me that I have not fully understand my wife yet. Even until today, after marriage for so many years, I still am in level of trying to understanding my wife more and more. So this is the same as we understand the Word of God. Our understanding level grow when we experience more of God, and we will know more of God when we study more. Now the question is how to know that we truly understand. When we start to walk the talk, it shows that we truly understand the Word of God. The questions to you today is, do you want to start to walk the talk now? Thank you.